This was not merely a sex scandal. Rather, it was the tale of the brutal murder of innocent girls and the collusion of the most powerful leaders, a story that has bowed humanity's head in shame. Have you ever wondered what these big names, who hold the reins of the world, were doing on an island where innocence was traded? This question is all the more important because many of the hands that hold the fate of the world are stained with the blood of innocent children. Through this script, we will expose that dark web whose threads reach the world's most powerful institutions and secret agencies. When we descend into the depths of this case, we discover that it was not merely about the satisfaction of lust. Rather, behind it was a specific satanic belief at work. The sacrifice of innocent girls and the merciless taking of their lives was not the result of madness, but part of an ancient belief in which blood is shed to please Satan. According to certain extremist ideologies of Jewish Zionism, spreading chaos in the world and tormenting those who believe in God is, in their view, a means of obtaining the help of satanic forces. This is the horrifying truth of which the majority of the world remains unaware, and this is precisely why these beasts feel not the slightest remorse while playing with innocent lives. Another aspect of this curiosity is that those world leaders who lecture other countries in the name of human rights were found to be equally complicit in this filthy game. From American presidents to faces like Netanyahu, while wearing the cloak of human rights, they are turning Palestine into a graveyard and issuing threats of attacks against countries like Iran. Their real agenda is not the survival of humanity, but the strengthening of that satanic system in which the powerful are forgiven every crime and the life of the weak has no value. When we observe their double standards, it becomes clear that the term human rights is merely used as a shield for their political interests. It is quite interesting to see that while many Western leaders are sunk deep into this quagmire, there are also some global leaders whose hands still appear clean of this filth. Names such as Russian President Putin, the President of China, Tayyip Erdogan, and Iran's Supreme Leader appear to stand firm against this specific Zionist network that is controlling the world. This is precisely why global media and Western powers always portray these leaders in a negative light, because they are the greatest obstacle in the path of their satanic agenda. The only crime of these leaders is that they refuse to accept this global slavery that the Zionist lobby wants to impose upon the entire world. This raises the question, is the world really controlled by a few specific hands that make everyone else dance like puppets? The reality is that, apart from a few countries like Russia, Pakistan, China, and Iran, most of the world's leaders have become pawns who move according to the signals of the Zionist lobby. Some of them are directly involved in their crimes, while others are those to whom these atrocities happening in the world make no difference, because their power depends on the will of the same forces. These puppet leaders sell their conscience and ignore the screams of those innocent children who continued to fall victim to beasts like Epstein, which is a tragic reality. Today's global economic and political structure has been arranged in such a way that the Zionist lobby has completely tightened its grip over it, with the aim of making all of humanity dependent upon it. Countries that attempt to escape this web are destroyed through economic sanctions, internal chaos, and wars, so that no one can challenge their belief and power. The sacrifice of innocent children and the spread of destruction across the world are, in fact, meant to maintain this satanic domination, which is said to be a source of satisfaction for Iblis. Viewers must understand that behind the politics visible before us, a vast spiritual and satanic war is ongoing, which is now in its final stages. The genocide taking place in Palestine and the aggressive ambitions against Iran are, in fact, part of this same larger picture, where eliminating those who believe in God is the top priority of the Zionist agenda. These leaders deceive the world in the name of human rights, while their own record is filled with the blood of innocents, whether on the battlefield or on Epstein's island. For them, torturing and killing innocents has become a religious duty, because they believe that Satan will only help them when fear and brutality rule the world. After knowing this truth, no sensible person can believe the words of these leaders, because every word of theirs reflects a grand lie. Some people may dismiss this as merely a conspiracy theory, but when we connect the dots, every path appears to turn toward the same specific group. Epstein possessed such videos and evidence of all these leaders on the basis of which he was blackmailing global politics, and this became the biggest reason for his murder as well. All those names that have not yet come to light are, in fact, the pillars of that system which stands upon the humiliation of humanity, and dismantling it is the responsibility of every conscientious human being. If we remain silent even today and fail to recognize these beasts, future generations will never forgive us, because this war is not merely political, but a war of survival. The stance of countries like Pakistan, Iran, and China against this system is a sign that some forces still remain in the world that can fight for truth and justice. The real reason these countries are targeted is that they pose a constant threat to the Zionist lobby and are major obstacles in turning their satanic plans into reality. The web of propaganda and conspiracies built against these countries exists precisely so that the world's attention can be diverted from the real criminals who enjoy power by sacrificing innocent children. Viewers must think about whether they will stand with these puppets or with those who are fighting the true battle for humanity. This script concludes with the bitter reality that we are living in an era where expediency has strangled the truth, and the oppressor is being presented as a savior. Jeffrey Epstein was merely a pawn. The real players are those who still sit on powerful chairs and are pushing the world toward destruction. The blood of innocent girls and the humiliation of humanity will not end until we expose those faces who hide behind the curtain and worship Satan. Now the decision is yours. Will you remain part of this silent conspiracy, or will you spread this truth and shake the foundations of that satanic system, which is the enemy of humanity?